first time eating in a Malaysian Burger King. Here I got a Coke float. Here I got a fish burger. We do not get either of those in Switzerland. Those mozzarella sticks, really nice. The fries, but at least you got so many sauces, and the price is also pretty decent. Let's try this burger. True for there. Let's see how it is. That's a good one.
And as usual, before I start with the video, thank you Diederik and Dominic for being my executive producers. Without you, this video would not have been possible. If you, my dear viewer, would like to become my executive producer too, check out the first link in the description down below. It will lead you to my Patreon page. I have shown you so many things about Malaysia in terms of their culture, their food, and what the people do. However, did you know that Malaysians are obsessed with malls? I mean, I can already see why they are, especially when they are just as nice as the Designer Village outlet mall in Batu, Kawan. Great choice of products and good prices are the reason why you should come here. Batu Kawan is a new township just next to the Penang second bridge, and there's a lot of construction going on. The video might be outdated in a year or two when there are more things happening here. If you're one of my viewers who follows me for a couple of years already, you must know that I really like going to a certain furniture store. That's exactly what I'm going to do now. From the outside, the IKEA looks gigantic, and what I immediately notice is that the signs are bilingual in Malay and English, which is different from other malls and commercial buildings where the signs are in English most of the time. People would ask me, why do I bother going to a furniture store which exists everywhere in the world and sells the exact same products? Well, if you only knew that IKEA's offerings differ from each country in the world to suit the local taste. Of course, IKEA got their staples like the clip-on sofa, the Malm bed frame, or the Pax wardrobe system. But the sizes are often different, because not every country has the same sizes as any random European country. Not to forget, the exhibited spaces also try to be as local as possible, like this youthful looking kopitiam for example. I noticed quite a lot that Malaysians cook more on a gas stove rather than on an electric stove. Perhaps it has to do with the fact that an electric stove is more than double the price of a gas stove. Interestingly enough, the living space is written down in square meters and not in square foot, what you usually see in property listings in Malaysia. For me, it's the norm to calculate with metric units only, while here in Malaysia it's common to see both metric and imperial units together. That small flat shows exactly how you can make a small living space a lot cozier. As for the rest of the store, you would not be able to see a major difference compared to any other IKEA in Europe. The children's section is the same, the kitchen stuff is the same, the bedding stuff and textiles are, besides of the different sizes depending on the bed, also the same. The storage and illumination department don't feature anything what is different. However, in the decoration department, you don't see different products, but you can see that the designers try to put in a small section where there are wedding portraits of a Malay couple in their traditional dresses. Of course, plants are quite a bit different too, since Malaysia's climate is mostly tropical. There are also a lot less rugs for this exact reason as well. They are simply not needed to keep the house warm when it is warm all the time. In general, I find the visit really nice and would come definitely again, but most likely to eat the food there. IKEA hot dogs are awesome. Because I have used the second bridge the last time, I want to use the first one right here. It's quite a bit shorter, but also almost 30 years older than the first bridge. That doesn't mean, however, that it is not nice to drive on it. Instead of having any clue where I'm driving, I just let myself inspire by driving around mainland Penang until I see something interesting. And not too long after getting there, I finally get to the next place.
Okay guys, well, plans have gone a bit differently. I'm again in a mall. This time it's a regular one in Seberang, Jaya. It's the Sunway Carnival, as far as I'm concerned. And actually, I could have gone also to Batu to the beach or see something else, but no, my personal self said, let's go to a mall. Maybe I can get here some stuff what I couldn't get yesterday at the Design Village. This one is, I mean, most of the shop lots are occupied. That's a good sign. So the mall is pretty busy. Also, it was a little bit difficult to find a good parking spot, but then I managed to get one. So that's nice. But yeah, other than that, well, you know, Malaysians, they love their malls. They really love going shopping. Even if it's just like window shopping or something like that, so this is pretty okay. Actually, I even thought about getting a haircut there. You can get like a haircut for 20 ringgit. Who knows, maybe I will find something. But first of all, let's go into some stores and see how they are like.
When I was in the previous video in Miri, I had a little discussion about the public toilet problem in Malaysia. Even in malls, you can't be too sure that the toilets are clean, but to my personal surprise, I found the by far cleanest place in Seberang Jaya. This is definitely a very pleasant surprise in any regard. Sunway Carnival seems like the usual mall with all the big brands you can find all around the world. For me, the key difference is that the prices are significantly lower in Malaysia compared to Switzerland and other European countries. I bought myself some Levi's 501 jeans for 359 ringgit, whereas in Switzerland they would be 139 Swiss francs, which is almost double the price for the exact same product. I know, for locals this is quite pricey, but for me, as an Amor, this is literally a bargain. I talked now a lot about clothing and furniture, but how about going to the regular supermarket? Well, in this mall there is just one supermarket which tends to be on the higher end of the pricing scale. They have lots of imported products which surely suit my palate a lot. But the prices are obviously high for the average Malaysian. Even alcohol is quite expensive, but that's a thing all over Malaysia due to the high taxes on alcohol. However, the variety is quite good, so you can find your favorite drink with ease. In order to find a more suitable place for grocery shopping, let's go to a hypermarket chain called Lotus's. Not too long ago it was called Tesco, but it went through some rebranding and has nothing to do with Tesco anymore. Anyway, this store is gigantic and you can really find everything what you need. Cosmetics in Malaysia seem to be on the more expensive side, but I thought that the sunscreen isn't as expensive as many other vloggers and travelers claimed to be. For me, the things like toothpaste and mouthwash are quite pricey, but nothing too outrageous. The rest has a rather similar prices to European countries like Germany and France, for example. In a grocery store you can immediately see the differences in eating habits. What for a European like me is a specialty food coming from abroad, here it is a staple and vice versa. Just look at the huge aisle full with rice. Even the bags are a lot bigger than what I'm used to. Coffee is usually provided in small sachets for instant use, but you can also find the capsules for the coffee machines too. Cooking oil is mostly palm oil, but there is also some sunflower oil too. Instant noodle lovers are going to love the variety of brands and flavors. They even got my favorite Indomie too.
Alright, I'm on the road, and to be honest with you, it is pretty sad that I'm leaving Penang because like this is from all the cities I visited in Malaysia the one which I liked the most, especially because like it offers everything what a big city has to offer, but at the same time you do not miss the things like friendly people and also people who are actually genuinely friendly towards you, not taking advantage of you. And I noticed that very well here, and I must say that's why I'm going to miss Penang from all the places I visited in Malaysia the most. But of course I even enjoyed Miri and KL equally as much as I did Penang. But for a place, if I really want to stay here in Malaysia, I think Penang it is, because I think like here the opportunities just began. I mean, just look at it. I mean, look at this, guys. You have older buildings combined with modern ones, and of course you also have the Jam Liao. But I mean, I must say, for me, it is a place which I really enjoy, and I really think that this is going to be the one which I miss the most from my whole trip.
So how would I rate the whole experience of shopping in Malaysia? I think for the huge variety and possibilities, it's easily an 8 out of 10. It's surely not the most perfect place, but you can rest assured that in bigger towns with malls and hypermarkets you can buy things from everywhere around the world. There are a couple of things I'm missing, but I guess in some more expensive supermarkets you can get them. As for clothes and furniture, it really varies. People who are average sized as a European won't struggle to find the right clothing. But if you're on the taller or wider side of the scale, it's going to be increasingly difficult to find the right size for you. The sizes in general are smaller, and what an S would be for me in Europe, it's an M or even an L in Malaysia. Prices are good, and if there are sales, you can get great bargains out there. It's time to make my way back to KL, and that means tripping down the North-South Highway. Because it's my last night here in Malaysia, I want to visit one of the popular hangout spots in KL overlooking the skyline, namely the Changkat Tunku lookout point. And with this, I want to thank you for watching, and I hope to see you the next time. Ciao!